So I am definitely in the car right now because it's in the middle of raining and I'm not getting out. So it's time for another talk. All right, so I don't have my tablet and stuff in front of me, but I know the scripture that I want to talk about, and it's John 13:35. And I might be paraphrasing, but it says that they will know that we are his disciples by our love. And so I just really felt led to talk about that because I've been seeing a lot of hateful things lately. And for real, us as believers, we got to do better. Seriously. What that means is that so when people get in the word, you either go one of two ways. You either become more loving or you become more condemning. And Christ is really the one who's in charge of giving people understanding, so I try not to really speak too much on it. But I also just want to touch base with people who truly are trying to understand and maybe just need to watch this video, or maybe just needed this last little step or component to get there. But when Christ came, he came to fulfill the law, right? He didn't come to abolish the law. He says that in there. I don't know the exact scripture right now. Sorry, like I said, I don't have my tablet. But he didn't come to abolish anything. He came to fulfill it, but that's very deep to understand because he fulfilled it the right way. Every man that came before him was a liar. I don't care what prophets you want to talk about, who spoke to God speaking to man directly, or whatever you want to argue with. It doesn't matter. Like, before Christ, no one got it right. And understanding who Christ is, his personality, his characteristics, his demeanor is nothing about how most of us go about in the world. Like, he was gentle, he was patient, he was loving, he was kind. And then there's the argument, well, Jesus, he was more blunt and stuff. Yes, he did get more blunt the deeper that he got into his ministry. But you have to understand that you have to ration with people. You can't just start there. Like, you can't just start coming at people bluntly. Starting with, first of all, being condemning is just not his way at all, period. So if you're reading his word and you're becoming a more condemning person from that, you're not reading his word right. Sorry, that's just what it is. Like, he says so many times, like, anybody who's condemning another person, like, he's going to condemn them. By the measure that you judge somebody is the same measure that will be judged against you. So it's really best to not have any judgment at all. Another argument that people like to say, well, it says that you're supposed to judge with righteous judgment. Yes, that actually means discernment, but it's not actually meaning that I am looking at somebody and making a judgment off of them, because I don't know what's in somebody's heart, and I can't soften anybody's heart nor harden anybody's heart. So how am I making judgments on anybody? That doesn't even make any sense. So yes, it's best for us not to cast judgment. I do that so, one, I can be at more peace with myself and be at more peace with other people and love them the right way. Because if you are really trying to cast a judgment on somebody, you are not loving them. The moment that you're casting judgment on somebody as a human, you are not loving them. In the word, it says that no one was good. No one. Jesus literally says in Luke, I can't think of it right now, I'm sorry, but I was just reading it. He says, why do you call me good? None are good except the Father. That's true. So trying to judge somebody off of them being an alcoholic, or them being a homosexual, or whatever you want to judge a person off of, it's invalid. Period. It's invalid. It doesn't serve you or the other person any justice. There is truly life and there's power in the tongue, and every time you speak, it's either life or you're speaking death. And you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, in the next second, in the next minute. And if the words that you spoke to somebody last, I just really want you to think about that. Were they serving towards their life, or were they serving towards their death? The way that I learned how to love people better is because I'm like, I don't know what God has in store for you, nor me tomorrow, or in this next second, or this next minute. And I love you so much that I am going to share the truth with you, but I'm going to come gently and share the truth with you in hopes that that saves you, because it's better to come with a gentle spirit than with a rod. That's somewhere in Corinthians. I wish I had my Bible. I'm so sorry. But, you know, all of these things are said because we're all on the same journey. Like, we go through different phases and, you know, different battles and stuff through our journey. But at the end of the day, like I said, when you read the word, you either become more loving or you become more condemning. And I just wanted to share this message to let you know to become more loving. Don't become more condemning. We have enough hate out here. We have enough judgment out here. We have enough self-righteous people. We have enough holier than thou people. We already have enough of that. We need more loving people. Again, John 13:35 says, they will know that you are my disciples by your love. They don't know you by your hate. They don't know you by your jealousy. They don't know you by your condemnation. They don't know you by your judgment. They don't know you by any of those things. But what somebody does know me and why I am his disciple is through my love. But like I said, I can't love correctly if I am over here trying to make judgments about everybody. And again, judgment and discernment are different. I definitely have discernment. I definitely know what my Lord said to do and not to do. I got that, you know, it's down packed inside this little heart of mine. But at the same time, I am not looking at anybody to be lesser than I am or greater than I am. Like, we're all equal. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care how long you studied your word. I don't care if you went to school for it. I don't care. Like, none of that stuff matters to me. When I talk to somebody, I'm like, oh, look, a soul. Oh, look, another soul. I'm not making any judgment about what I see, what you got on, anything like that. He's looking at your heart, just like he looks at my heart. And I don't know what's in your heart. God's the only one that knows what's in somebody's heart. His spirit searches out everything that's inside of us and brings it to the light. That's the only way that I can know what's inside of you, by what comes out of your mouth. And if hate is always coming out of your mouth, even when talking about the word, you're a hateful person. Sorry that you are, but that's the truth. And that's not what he's calling us to do. So that is a news flash to somebody, that you can be in the word and you can be a condemner, and that's not the right way to go. You want to be in the word and let this word turn you into a lover. It doesn't matter what's going on. And that is when the Lord is well pleased with you. He is not well pleased with you going and judging somebody and making another person continually feel bad or less than you for no reason. And even people who are dealing with their battles and stuff, like I said, whatever it is, alcoholism or whatever is causing that person to stumble, you don't know at what point God's going to say, okay, it's time for me to work on them. Because if he started a good work in them, he's going to finish it. And I don't know that from the outside looking at them. I don't know that even if I see a person drunk stumbling around, that's not God's child. We're all God's children. And I don't know if tomorrow their life is going to be completely different. I don't know if the words that I have on my tongue that I speak is going to change them in that moment. You don't know these things. So why would you go around and, bashing the person for being an alcoholic or whatever they're going through instead of just trying to love them? This is what we need to have. So that's all I got. Bye.